prior to 1980, people with disabilities really just weren't seen in the community. They were living apart from family members, or if a family had a disabled member, they stayed at home. They didn't go to church. They didn't go to the grocery store. It was a very well-kept secret if you had someone in your family that had a disability. And so that was kind of the start of raising, community awareness, public awareness, was this deinstitutionalization movement. And now it's so much more accepted, and, everyone of every color, creed, disability, faith is all, hopefully treated equally and a thriving member of the community. I have been here the whole time here, yes, and have loved it, continue to love it. Chesapeake Center believes in promoting from within, and thank goodness they did, so that I've had a job for quite a while, and we still employ that philosophy, and we encourage folks to apply, to better themselves, to move up the ladder, because we think that makes us a better agency if we have consistency and longevity, and people know where we came from. It's a lot better when you're in a different seat to say, now I can do something hopefully to make this better. I couldn't before, or maybe people weren't listening, or maybe the company wasn't ready for that change. But I think it helps if you can say, yeah, I remember what that was like. I worked in those conditions, and we really need to make some changes. We need to make things better for people. The politically correct term is consumer. It's gone from client, which I never thought was derogatory, but some people that I guess sit in bigger chairs than me thought it was derogatory. So the correct term is consumer, or individual with a disability, instead of disabled individual or handicapped individual, because we're all individuals first with whatever, that uses a wheelchair, or who wears glasses, or who uses a hearing aid. We have about 45 that we are helping to support in group homes throughout Easton and Talbot County. We have about 100 that come to our campus at 713 Dover Road on a daily basis, and we bus those folks in from Talbot, Dorchester, Queen Anne, and Caroline counties. We're kind of a regional employer for people with disabilities. And we also have a unique arrangement with the public school system, where we offer a work-study program to those students who are receiving special ed services and would like to explore their vocational interests in the last 2 to 3 years of their public education. I do feel that there is progress in public awareness and acceptance in town. Easton is a very loving and open community. All of Talbot County is a very open and loving community. And I think the folks that we work with at Chesapeake Center have found a lot of opportunities in our community. We have some folks that work for local businesses, so many people have given us a chance to prove that people with disabilities love to work, want to work, maybe can't work as hard as somebody else, but they will give you the best that they have. And that's certainly something that we can sell to the community, because we employ workers here at 713 Dover Road to do subcontract work from local businesses. And our folks will work until that job is done. And I bet you won't find people without a disability that can stay at the job for 6 hours straight without wandering off, talking to their neighbor, going for a coffee break, loitering at the water fountain. The employee that we work with at Chesapeake Center has a mindset to get that job done, and they feel so good and so proud when they're finished. Some of those same consumers that came to live here in 1981 are still here, and so they've aged 33 years. They don't look like it, but they have. Their bodies have aged 33 years, so they're having the same kind of health problems that other 50, 60, and 70-year-olds are having. We have people that have gone through hospice, that have had cancer treatment, that have had pacemakers, who've had stents put in. So it really is just a great team that works together. And yes, I have some sleepless nights, but I sleep a lot better knowing that the team is working together and that if there is a problem, we can all work on it and we can resolve it together, hopefully for the betterment of those we work for. A developmental disability is expected to last forever. So when the state says, yes, we will provide the money so that you can attend Chesapeake Center or Caroline Center or Kent Center, whatever, they are making a commitment of those funds for until death. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. That's a lot of money. Whereas someone with a mental health episode may only need funding maybe for 6 months or 9 months or maybe 2 years or 3 years, but possibly not 30, 40, or 50 years. So it is very difficult for the state to obligate those types of funds for a long period of time to ensure that the person can receive the services that they need. We are being funded at rates that no longer reflect the person's current needs. So the state of Maryland has an intricate numerical system that they use to decide how much funding a person will receive. And unfortunately, those numerical ratings were based on the person's functioning 20-some years ago. So for that person who now is using a wheelchair and needs staff assistance for all of their activities of daily living, bathing, dressing, eating, there are a lot more staffing needs for that person now than there were 20 years ago, when that person could take care of themselves and perhaps walk uptown and go to the movies. And but unfortunately, because the funding is so tight, the state has not been able to make allowances for that. The generosity of the community is always appreciated, and I do feel very fortunate that we have a number of friendly partners in Talbot County that include us at Christmas time and many other times throughout the year with donations, and it's those community partnerships that really have helped us continue to meet the daily needs of the folks.